What's up, everyone? My name's Christian Duke from StrengthAddicts.com, and I want to talk to the athletes out there. I was an athlete. Grade school, my gosh, I was playing Optimist Club when I was like 10 years old. Middle school, high school, and college, I played intramural sports. As an adult, I've played on leagues. I got to tell you one thing as an athlete. The only real wisdom I can impart on you about nutrition, about training, don't overdo it. You know, a lot of people want to gain muscle mass. A lot of people want to get stronger. A lot of people want more stamina. So instead of finding quality supplements, what do? They find sometimes, unfortunately, cheap supplements. They might go to a store, a retail store. I don't want to say names. They'll find a real cheap supplement and they'll just like start pounding, the servings. If you're using a substandard protein, if you're using a substandard supplement line, if you're eating bad food, if you want good food, good wholesome food, you'll find it. Places like Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. You're not going to find it at a drive-thru in most fast food restaurants. One of the biggest things that I remember from high school was the football players. You know, the parents, the boosters, they would have these spaghetti dinners. Why would they do this? Well, they would do it so they would carb up and have a lot of energy. But was there ever a post-game dinner? Was there ever a post-game protein shake? Did they ever do that? No, because the real importance, I guess the real focus was winning the game. But what about the recovery? What about the regeneration of the muscular tissue? What about that? Like, nobody cares about that. They just, we got to win the game. The reality of the matter is, for you athletes out there, if you want to be an athlete for the, span of your life, then you need good supplements. A lot of people out there are saying, well, you can do it all on diet. And you know what? In an ideal society, if you could, have your mom or your wife or, even you yourself. And I'm talking about guys or girls, because when you're, growing up and you're in school, you got the benefit of having parents to take care of you, you know what I mean? If you've got the benefit of having someone to make home-cooked meals for you, and you can eat those meals, 5-6 times a day, every 2 to 3 hours, small to medium portions, then you might not need supplements. But guess what? Most people, students, working professionals, everybody, single moms that live at home, not even single moms, what I was trying to say here, homemakers that can actually spend the whole day at home, like, raising the kids and taking care of the home and paying all the bills. Even they may have to leave the home at some point and run errands. And guess what? They'll miss a meal. And what are they going to do? Unless they travel with their food, they're probably going to end up at a drive-thru. They're probably going to buy something they shouldn't buy. That is where supplements come in. But especially for athletes, if you're out there, I used to play. If you're practicing over the summer, if you're in season, you don't have the time to say, hey coach, I'm gonna go home. I'll be back in an hour or two, or I'll be back even in half an hour. You can't do that. You're lucky if you get 5-minute water break. Because you got to do calisthenics, you got to do weight training, you got to sit with the special teams, you got to sit with the coaches, you got to go through plays, you got to watch videos. You don't have time to just pick up and go. You don't even have 5 minutes, to be quite honest with you. So if you don't even have 5 minutes, that's why you need a good protein shake like Tokyo Nutrition's protein, because reality is that'll take you all of 30 seconds to put some water in your shaker cup and shake that up and drink it. And get right back on the field. Another thing is this. A lot of people in the bodybuilding world are privy to the fact that you need a protein within 5 to 10 minutes after you're done with your workout. Well, guess what? A football game, basketball game, hockey game, a baseball game, they are all workouts too. So you should be taking at least 20, 30 grams of protein after your game. What do most people do after a game? They'll go out and eat pizza. They might just go home. They might, go to sleep. I know a lot of times I'd play a game. I was so tired, all I want to do is go home and crash and go to sleep and never putting anything in my body. So my muscles were totally depleted. I had worked out more on the field than probably in the gym. And I was going to sleep for a whole night of catabolic, destruction. Remember, catabolic is the worst thing that you can tell somebody that wants to build lean muscle mass. You're actually destroying the muscle. The body's starving for nutrients. And you're telling it, well, guess what? You don't get any for 8 or 9 hours or 10 or 12, because actually after a game, like I said, you're exhausted. So chances are you're going to sleep in. So your body's going to just basically starve itself for 12 hours and completely deteriorate from a muscular fascia point of view. So look, if you're an athlete, especially if you're an athlete. And you know what? If you're in high school or anything like that, and you want to take something like this, Tokyo Nutrition's Tokyo Protein, ask your parents to look at it. You know what I mean? There's no banned substances in here. This passes NCAA standards. And again, but if you're under 18, you got to get your parents' approval and have them check it out. Have them order it over at TokyoNutrition.com. It's Tokyo 2Ks. There's a lot of great companies out there. I happen to use Tokyo. I'm very happy with their product, and I think you will be too.